Probably my biggest fashion moment ever was wearing the green Versace jungle print dress. I was nominated for a Grammy that night, and I was filming Wedding Planner at the time with Matthew McConaughey, and I was out in the middle of nowhere where we did the horseback riding scene where the horse loses control and I don't know. So we were out doing that, and my stylist comes and she's like, the Grammys are tomorrow. I had no time to do a fitting, and she brings like 3 or 4 dresses. She's like, there's nothing out there. You guys waited too long. I've been trying to do a fitting with you for weeks, and we just didn't have time. I was filming movies and recording music and doing all kinds of stuff, and it kind of crept up on us. So on the day of the Grammys, I'm getting ready, I'm doing my hair and makeup, and usually if you come to a fitting of mine, there's like tons of dresses and tons of shoes. It's crazy. Like, there's always so many choices. But this day, we really had choice between 2 dresses. And one was I don't know, kind of like, I think, a white dress or something like that. And the other one was the Versace jungle print dress. And my stylist goes, I think you should really wear the white dress because 3 people have worn this dress. Donatella herself, it's been seen, this is the Grammys, you need to wear something else. And I was like, okay, well, let me try on both and let's see. And Benny was there, Benny Medina, my longtime manager, godfather to my children, and my trusted consigliere. And I put on the green dress and I come out, and Benny goes, that's it. That's it, don't even talk about it, we're not, that's the dress, that's the dress. And of course, my stylist is mortified. She's like, no, it's been worn before. You can't do this to me, you know. She wasn't that dramatic. Andrea Lieberman, we had many, many beautiful, iconic moments over the years in videos and on red carpets. But she was opposed to me wearing the dress because she was like, somebody's worn it before, and that's like a no-no. But the guys were so adamant that it was an amazing dress, and we said okay. And the only concern was whether or not my boobs were gonna pop out on stage or anywhere along the way because it was so low cut. We literally laid double stick down, toupee tape, and we stuck the dress to it, just right there, and went out. So everybody having the same thoughts, like, is this dress gonna blow open? You know, it's so low cut. And I guess that was fascinating for people, but there was never any danger of that. I was so securely stuck into that thing that there was gonna be no mishaps. We get in the elevator, I'm checking the tape on the dress. We get into the car, and as we hit the red carpet, there was a bit of like, I don't know, like what do you call it when it's like a lot of traffic? Like not a, no, people, you know, when there's like a backup, no, it's a word.
Bottleneck?
A bottleneck. It was very bottlenecked at the beginning of the red carpet. It was just stuffed with people, and it was funny because as we start walking in, all of a sudden you start hearing like a little murmur, like, and I was like, I wonder who's here. What's happening? What's going on? And I'm looking around because it's the Grammys. I'm thinking it has to be, you know, somebody famous behind us or something. And then I realized that everybody kind of starts moving and making room for us. And we hit the red carpet, and it was a frenzy. The flashes started going in a way that it's not usually. There was an extra kinetic energy there, and I was like, what the hell is going on? I had no idea that it was about this dress. And we actually had to run through quickly because we were late, as I often am for red carpet events. So, and I had to go straight backstage because I was the first presenter. And so I had to rush backstage. Backstage waiting for me was David Duchovny from the X-Files, which was the biggest show at the time. And he and I were presenting the first award together. We walk out on stage, me, totally unsuspecting, walk out, and I just don't know what's happening. And as I walk out, my dress, the wind hits it, it blows open slightly. So now I'm like bare here and bare here. And everybody thinks my boobs are gonna pop out. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden, again, a slow murmur. Everybody everybody starts clapping, and we get like an ovation for standing there. And I'm just kind of standing there very kind of stupidly with a smile on my face. David Duchovny then says, "This is the first time in years where I know no one is looking at me."
Well, Jennifer, this is the first time in 5 or 6 years that I'm sure that nobody is looking at me.
And I was like, oh, like whatever, good, nice. And it was in that moment that dress became something that people still reference. We did not win that night. I did not win a Grammy. It was a very sad occasion. And the next day, I am on the cover of the LA Times, the New York papers, everything for this dress. And small and in the corner was, Santana won 11 Grammys. I was like, this man just broke records, but people want to know about this dress. It was the craziest thing, but it just goes to show you the power of fashion and the power of those type of moments. And I know people try to make it frivolous at times, but what those things do is they give people an inspiration. It puts a beautiful moment out into the world, and it changes the style. One dress can change the trajectory of how people dress for the next 10 years. It's a crazy impact that fashion can have, and that those fashion statements can have in solidifying a personality, a moment, a style, a movement, all of those things. So it was a really exciting time. And then years later, I found out that because of that night and because of that dress, Google Images was actually created. That so many people went searching for this, and they had no way to search a picture at that time on the internet. So they created Google Images. You could just put Google Images, and then you go J-Lo, green Versace dress, and boop, there it was. So I'm just wondering, where's my check? Because I heard that we crashed the system that night. So, and that's the story of the green Versace dress.
Okay, so since we first filmed this YouTube video, I got some really sad news. You guys know that I have had a long relationship since this green dress with Versace. I mean, I've worn them to so many important moments in my life. And there was a gentleman named Luigi who was always there with me. He would fit me. He would help design right alongside, was Donatella's right hand. And we had over a 20-year relationship. And we heard that he just passed away in the middle of making my Met Ball gown, and I was one of the first people that they called, because he always said that he had such an amazing time creating looks for me, and they know how much I loved him and how much fun we had. He didn't speak any English, he spoke Italian. And I didn't speak any Italian, but somehow we always understood each other. And we had the best time working together for 20 years. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. You made me feel so beautiful so many times. So perfect, everything. Your attention to detail, your talent, and your love will never be forgotten. Thank you, Luigi. We'll miss you.